Hey everybody, welcome to the next episode of the Strand Tennis Center podcast, filled with tips, advice, tennis, not tennis, just life advice too, whatever you need. Like it on YouTube, share it on the podcast as well. Thank you.
Hey, Sunday, welcome to the Strand Tennis Center podcast,
Hello.
everybody. I am Steve Capo, Capo, whatever you want to call it. We go back and forth. Some of the Capo's really the Italian way. Capo's Americanized, but doesn't matter. I'm your host.
You know what I've had that's
What?
Italian recently for the first time?
What?
I think it's pronounced affogato.
Would you have?
Affogato. A-F-O.
Avocado?
No, affogato.
Avocado? What's that?
A-F-F-O-G-O-T-O.
What the hell is that?
Affogato. It's like, it's a gelato with espresso.
Oh, I don't even know.
Affogato. Oh,
What
really?
Italian
What
I
kinda-
am.
Yeah.
Wow.
What the
Well,
hell?
speaking of that,
Yeah.
did you watch the Netflix Blue Zones things?
Blue Zones? I did. The Blue
Yeah.
Zone line? Yeah, where you live and you live longer.
About 20
in
years ago, I
Italy.
read that book,
Yeah.
but it's fantastic, right?
Yeah.
So we can cover that whole in this series today. We're going to cover the whole Blue Zones thing real quick
Okay.
because we're all into health and wellness too. And everybody should watch the Blue Zones on Netflix. It's short. It's about 4 episodes.
Yeah.
So I think it's Dan Barnett or whatever. You
I
can
don't
look
know
him
his
up.
name.
I'll look him up for Blue Zones. We'll find him. But at the end, we'll mention his name.
Yeah.
Please give him
due.
props.
Yeah.
Great guy. So, basically, he was finding the areas that had the most centenarians, most 100-year-old people, and wondering in those areas what they're doing. So, there's a concentration of centenarians in certain areas. Okinawa, Sardinia, Greece,
Mm-hmm.
with Ichikari or whatever it is.
Somewhere in
Yeah.
South America.
Place in California. Forget where it's called. My apologies. In these areas, they have an incredible amount of centenarians and people that are just super active until they're, all the way through. And then in Costa Rica, do you remember the one in Costa Rica with the guy?
Mm-hmm.
So in Costa
the
Rica, they have
cowboy?
these centenarians. He goes in there and he goes, hey, I'm looking for a centenarian. Goes to this guy that's working on a farm. And it's supposed to be in this area, and the guy's on a horse probably goes, I'm the centenarian.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, what are you talking about? They had to go to the courthouse and find out
See
he
if
was
he's-
really
yep.
100. This guy is herding sheep and doing all this stuff. He's on a horse. He's running around. Like, he's up at 4 a.m. working.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. The guy's 100 years old. But basically, the key to longevity, it's not pills, it's not supplements, it's not all this stuff. Number one, have a purpose. Very important. So
Yep.
if you retire, you still have a purpose. You still have something you want to do, whether Okinawa, whether it's gardening, whether you're
Yeah.
going to church in Sardinia, whether you're, whether Okinawa they're making there was a wood maker, right? You just
Yep.
have a purpose. You
Yep.
feel like you're contributing to society, which is key.
Yeah.
That's the big deal. 99% they're eating vegetarian meals, right? So
Yeah, like
they only eat
plant-based.
meats on special occasions. So their
Yep.
day-to-day life is like Sardinia. They're eating the minestrone. You're eating beans. You're eating vegetables. You're eating. He thought like, oh, pasta. They got to be eating all these bad carbs in Sardinia, but they're actually eating sourdough bread, which contains
Right.
yeast, which lowers the gluten and the glucose level, stunts that, and then they eat their pasta al dente, which is less
the
less
best way to eat the pasta.
yeah, that's way to eat the pasta, my friend. Which creates less glucose in the body. So,
Right.
and then they have great friendships, but they don't work 24/7. They'll work in the morning. They'll take
Yeah.
naps in the afternoon,
Yep.
and they hang out with friends, and they drink wine. They
Yep.
drink alcohol. Remember the
Yeah.
lady from Greece? They were like, what's the best tea? They were drinking herbal teas,
Yeah.
which are great. Red wine. That's the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
one.
I remember.
So those are really the big keys. You want a long, healthy life. And the other one is eat only 80% full, right?
80%
don't
full. Yeah.
Glut.
That's
Don't
a, that's
no
a
gluttony.
big one
Don't
over
fill
here.
too
we
much.
Should, We should all do.
Yeah, we eat
Yeah.
way too much.
Yeah.
Way too much, and then we can't. And then the digestion is the worst. It's awful. It's very hard on your system. So eat until you're only 80% full. Have a purpose. Stay connected to something. Stay connected socially to friends. Don't be lonely. Activity was Sardinia was great because they were just walking to church, but they're up mountains. Their elevation was great. So
Yeah.
you're always using your heart rate a bit. You're always in kind of maybe a zone 2 workout. So you always want to be active. Active. Those are big keys. It's not extremes, right? So you don't need to be, an ultra marathon runner, or you don't need to be running 100 miles a week or whatever. That's overuse.
Right.
I think there's a fine balance between activity and overuse, and that's what you need to find. You need to find the balance between, again, it's always moderation, between too much alcohol,
Right.
not enough activity, too much
Right.
activity, being lonely, not being connected. I was making a joke with Maria. I said, I was looking at this Blue Zones thing. I don't see one couple together. I see them all
Everyone-
with
once somebody's
friends
dead.
and
Yeah,
sisters. And I'm
yeah.
like, where's the couples? Who's outliving and outlasting everybody
I
else?
remember one thing in that show, the documentary. They were talking about stress. You have to have low stress. So maybe couples cause high stress. Maybe a little bit low
Are
stress.
you kidding me? It's sheer bliss. There's no stress.
Oh,
no.
okay.
But that's true. They have stress, but it's
But
low.
it's low stress.
Right? Like
yeah.
when they're in Sardinia, when they're working, when they're herders and
Mhm.
goat herders, it's stress, but it's low stress.
Yep.
The other thing that he was talking about, the author of Blue Zones, and we'll find at the end here, racket sports, right? He was talking about, right?
Yeah.
6 to 7 years longevity.
Yeah.
So that's a great ad for the Strand. You will live 6 to 7 years longer if you do a racket sport. And I think it's just similar to cross-country skiing, right? Because you're using
Mhm.
your legs and your arms,
Yep.
like swimming.
Yep.
If you're using only a sport that uses one side of the extremity or just your upper body or lower body, it's not as effective. So
Yep.
you're doing a racket sport. It's not high contact. It's aerobic.
Mhm.
So huge. What else? What other great topic in that was great? I bought actually, I'm crazy. So I bought
You
the
bought the
grease honey, the Greek honey. You
Greek.
know, the
Oh, the
Ichikar or
honey that
whatever.
was in
I
the-
ordered it.
Yeah.
Had it. It was
It's good.
I didn't know, and this is a great little piece with honey, that you don't want to heat it, right? Because it
Uh-huh.
kills the great properties in it. So
Okay.
they said, remember, if you have tea, let it cool,
Oh.
then put the honey in it,
Oh.
let it cool a little bit so it doesn't ruin it. So I'm enjoying my tea.
Yeah.
I feel younger already, my
All
friend.
right.
Enjoying my honey.
That's awesome.
So those are really big keys. I wanted to go over that because, we're at the Strand here. We're all about community, and I really realized about this place is we're not just providing athletic sports like we said. It's the community. People have
Yeah.
a purpose. They love being here. They meet friends. They have a
Yep.
community. They go out afterwards. We're providing one of those Blue Zones, which is huge. We're providing two of them.
Yeah.
Athletics,
Yep.
bonding,
Yep.
community, and I think a third, a purpose. It gives you a purpose.
Yeah.
We've even employed people that have been retired, and
Yep.
now they feel really purposeful coming in. They said, you've given me a purpose here. And that's the greatest thing, to get up and to have a purpose, say, wow, I'm actually helping people and doing something. And then those people coming and go, I want to meet my friends. I want to connect. I'm having a great time. Let's go out for a drink afterwards. So I
Yeah,
like
that's
to think we're creating a little Blue Zones here ourselves. I like to think
Yeah.
in 30 years, we have a few Centurions playing
Oh
over here.
my
Wouldn't it be
God.
great, Santi?
I'd be very worried.
You'd be
I
worried.
get
Every
worried.
worried
I get
about
worried everybody
insurance.
falling over.
Somebody's-
Yeah.
You're such
I'm
a.
like,
You're,
don't
you're-
get hurt, please.
That's all you're worried about.
I
Like,
always worry about
these
people getting hurt.
Centurions are gonna fall and hurt
Yeah.
themselves. Well, a
If
little
they're
side
playing,
note on
that's
that. Wasn't
great.
it great when
They had pickleball in that.
And the one in San Diego or
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, the lady she brought.
Los Al? What was it? Los.
Lo-
We gotta
I
look
don't
this
know.
up.
Los Gatos.
Santi,
is it
talk
over there?
to. Let's see the
There
Blue
was-
Zones.
Yeah, there was pickleball over there,
Blue
and
Zones,
this lady
Blue
brought
Zones.
pickleball to the area, and she was like 83.
She was 87. that
Yeah,
woman.
80 something, and she was doing pickle. She helped people learn, and then now that's probably when pickle probably started, or started getting popular.
see.
But she brought it over there, the
5 Blue
community.
Zones. Costa Rica.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. We'll get it. Not gonna. Ichikaria, Greece. Okinawa, Japan. Loma Linda, California. That was it.
Loma Linda.
Loma
Okay.
Linda, Sardinia, Italy. That was it.
Yeah.
And then remember, he started to create his own Blue Zones. Remember, he went to Minnesota, went to town, and
He's
said,
gonna
"Well,
try to
educate people. Let's do all this." And he creates the life expectancy. So you can create a Blue Zone. We'll create the Strand
Yeah.
Blue Zone.
Yeah.
We'll have a little corner. You can. And again, eat in moderation. Try to eat, 80% vegetarian. Not forcing everybody not to eat that. Not
Right.
to eat meat.
Right.
Have a purpose. Do something athletic.
Right.
Have friends. Be social. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to talk about that blue zone. I thought it was so great.
Okay.
And I was thinking about, hey, yeah, we got a little blue zone here. Even the court is blue.
The court is blue. The walls are blue.
The balls.
Everything's blue.
And that's
The
perfect.
pickleball lines are blue.
Pickleball lines are blue. The curtains
Yeah.
are blue.
We're gonna
So
our own
everybody
blue
try
zone.
to create a little blue zone in your life. Thanks, guys.
Hey, everybody. Hope you like the podcast. Please share it with your friends, anybody that you know, anybody that's into tennis, anybody that's into bettering themselves. Share it.